What's going on with you, YouTube? It's your boy King Cobra back at it with another video, man. Thank you to Jared for donating $4.22 to my Cash App. Cheers. Who wanted to see how the wands were made? While you're looking at it, bud, I'll take a pen right after I get the dowel for my wand attached to the lathe, mark off the ends of it. As you can see, I've already got a handle started. It's pretty straightforward. I take my carving tool and I go along the edge that I've been carving until I get that handle down to the thickness I want. And then when I get to that point, I can start shaping the handle. Okay, so I'll show the fans how I do this. It takes a while, YouTube. You can't just crank them out, you know. You gotta be patient when you're carving these, otherwise they snap. Now earlier I was getting frustrated with these because they were snapping on me. They're basically taking the point of it and then just... You can see right there on the camera, I'm sweeping that point across. Making wands on a lathe, not exactly easy, I'll tell you that right now. You don't want to be in a rush to carve them neither, YouTube. That's how they snap. So big thank you to the fans who sent the wood lathe, the chisels, and the shop vacuum. It's made my magic wands really nice. Okay, that's the desired thickness I want for my handle before I have to start adding stuff to it. Now that I got it to the thickness I want to take out a different chisel to give it a different shape. So let's go with this one right here, which will create let's show you real quick when I get the handle carved out. Actually looks kind of cool how that turned out. Okay, let me show you real quick. See that, YouTube? Now we have a handle. Look at that. I can add some lines to it too to make it more defined. Go back in with our pointing tool. There we go. I like the way that handle looks. That cut right there is when we take it off later. But now that the handle's formed, I'm going to take some, I'll sand it too real quick. That's a good looking handle too, I like that. Alright. Now I like to use 3 different kinds of sandpaper, YouTube. A really rough coarse. And then not so rough. And then the finer stuff. All right, so thank you, Jared, for donating. There you go. Make sure that line's still in there. Beautiful. Thank you, Jared, for your $4.22 donation. I appreciate it. Okay, the handle is looking good. So now we're going to move, and basically you're going to want to repeat the same step minus you can add shapes to your blade if you want, but generally speaking I like to just keep it simple, you know. I can do like an elder wand kind of look where it's got the bumps like you see on Dumbledore's wand. It just takes more time to make. But I wanted to unplug the lathe for a second, just so I can vacuum up my mess. 1 second. Now I'm not going to show you how I finish the rest of the wand. That's just the basic idea. You take the wand wood, attach it to the machine here, to the lathe, and then I hold the tool with my hand and I chisel it out very slowly. Very, very slowly, YouTube. Very slowly. And again, you want to take your time with the blade, because this is where it can get tricky. Okay, you don't want to rush shaving down this part. If anything, you know, you leave a small section from like here to here for your hand guard, and just kind of work on, you know, or like, you know what I'm saying, get it all down. And like, it just takes time, YouTube. You can't rush it. But yeah, let me plug in my shop vacuum real quick. And there are plenty of wand makers who use lathes. Professional wand makers will use wand lathes. Yeah. Pen stuck in there. Now I also have that green vacuum cleaner that I use to vacuum up the sawdust that goes around my general workbench area. But yeah, that's a good looking wand, dude. I'm liking the way that looks. Very nice. So yeah, that's basically how you do it. You take your time when you're carving it. That's what I need to do. And this wand's about halfway done. It's got the handle. I like the way that handle looks and feels. Here's my wand, or one of my wands. You see what I'm saying, YouTube? You start off with that handle, and you carve the blade. This one happens to have a glass marble on the end of it. That's pretty cool looking. So like you can kind of see right here, I'll show you, hold up. Start to finish. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? This one's a little bit longer, but that's all right. Yeah, pretty straightforward. So yeah, now we're gonna carve the blade. Turn that back on, grab ourselves a swig of soda pop. There we go, we got it secured. Awesome. These take a lot longer to make than just carving them out of a branch. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just taking it, starting off from here with the point, hitting the blade, and I keep doing that until it gets to a thinner length. Slightly thinner than the handle, but not by much. I'm trying to make a new wand for my collection that I can have for my costume this year for Halloween. And I keep breaking them every time I try to make them, so I'm like, yeah, well, hold on a second. I was gonna wait till tomorrow to make more wands, but Jared with that $4.22 donation in CashApp was like, show us how you lathe wands, Cobra, and I'm like, alright. See, it doesn't look like much now, but as it starts getting smaller and smaller on the blade section here, you'll see the wand take shape. Now to give it that tapered look, you can use sandpaper, or what I'll do is I'll take the chisel and do a couple extra strokes on the part that I want to be tapered as it kind of goes down. It gets smaller and smaller towards the tip, you know? Giving it that classic magic wand look. These take a lot longer to make than the wands, than the old style wands that I make. And on top of that, YouTube, yeah, they're harder to make too. They take longer to make them this way, and they're harder to make. That's why I charge so much money for them. Like $48 is a fair price. Making magic wands on a lathe is one of the hardest things to do on a lathe because of how small you gotta make it. And you don't want to just jab it in there and push as hard as you can, you know, definitely break. It's enough to, you hear that noise it makes when you drag it across your wood? Okay, that's what you're looking for. Nice light strokes. You literally have to take this thing, stick it in here, pop the drill bit out right here, hammer that drill bit into the center of the wood right here, and then go over here and then attach it through here, and clamp it into place so that when it spins really fast, you can just carve it out. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll try to go as quickly as I can making this. Now you see the profile of that getting skinnier and skinnier. That's what we're looking for, man. I'm liking this. I'm just barely pressing on it, man. Just enough to grind it away. The wands were pissing me off earlier, so I took a break. You know, freaking Campbell left. He was hanging out for a bit. Bullshitting the breeze, watching YouTube with me. So Alex left, I took a nap, and I woke up and I got this donation, so I was like, one more try wouldn't hurt. I'm using a WY lathe. It's a good lathe too, I like it. Gets the job done. It's just big enough for my workbench too, man. Say when. Excuse me. I see a lot of YouTubers who use lathes to make wands. And some of these YouTubers who lathe out wands, they're way better looking than mine. I'm still very new to using a wood lathe or a lathe in general for making wands. But I gotta say, I like using the lathe to make my wands a lot better than the old-fashioned way, just because it's easier on the local trees, you know? So like a lot of people are sitting there going, oh, are they even still hand carved? Well, technically you have to use your hands to attach the wood to the machine, and then you gotta use a wooden tool with your own hands to chisel it out. So technically they're still hand carved. And then you gotta use your hands again to sand it. And you're starting to see it slowly but surely. It's getting smaller and smaller. The thing I gotta remember is I can't be in a rush to make these wands. You gotta take your sweet time and do it. So I do apologize to Alex earlier if I was being melodramatic. Which I get like that when I get depressed, to be fair, but yeah. If at first you don't succeed, try again. There we go. This method seems to be working a lot better. There are times where I'll lathe out a certain section and then go on to the next one, then the next one, then the next one. Fuck all that. Just do it all in one smooth stroke. And don't worry about tapering it towards the end until you get towards the end. It's kind of relaxing just sitting here. Or standing here, you know. People are like, and you know, to be fair, I've been meaning to do a video showing you all how I make a wand on the lathe. But then Jared donated $4.22, and Jared's like, hey man, show us a lathe video. I'm like, alright. See, we're not even an hour into the video and the wand is nowhere near done. I got something to drink on. I'm drinking on a soda pop right now because one, I'm out of alcohol, and two, I don't think it's smart to mix power tools with alcohol, but that's just me personally. Like one, I'm out of alcohol, and two, I don't think it's very smart to mix drinking with lathing. It's just so right now I'm drinking on some Gerardo's Lime. Not a sponsor. Gerardo's Lime soda pop would be really good with like a Corona, like a little wedge of wine. Alright. Go a little bit faster. know, make sure that this end is tight with this end. If you know, it squeezes it onto the contraption here, the wood lathe. If you want to make wands with a wood lathe, they're quite fun to make, but it takes practice, you know. Lord knows I went through so many of these wand wood pieces before I got to where I am right now. Sweating up a storm, man. You know, the ladies like a man who can work with his hands, huh? I'll find the right of-age cisgendered female. Just gonna keep being patient. It's alive and consenting. It's like making a wand. You can't just have it happen overnight. I mean, patience pays off, you two. Now you can see, YouTube, the blade of the wand is starting to form ever so slowly. Now a couple of just regular strokes going, you know. So I'm going to start adding all the other strokes. already starting to form now. I don't want to take too much more off the blade. Like a little bit of sanding wouldn't hurt though. Oop, careful. Yeah, we get the smaller one of that. And this one. Well, that can happen. Ah, shit. Well, at least it didn't snap completely on me. Oh boy. Luckily, this one's savable, YouTube. Just gonna require some trimming. Yeah, it snapped on me, but luckily it's not too bad. Just a little bit of trimming and sanding. Shit. Wasn't done sanding that either, but what do you do? At this point, I'm not complaining. It didn't break on me right in the center like it has been, so there you go. Like you can see right here where the wand blade isn't going to be as long as I'd like it to be, but really beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Okay, so we're going to take... Now I also use the cloth for staining the wands, but they're also great for like rolling it in like that. So then when I put it in the vice clamp, I could trim off the end of it without scratching or scuffing the wood. So the next step, I guess, this, like I said, the break in this wand wasn't that bad. It's doable. I can make a wand out of it. Compared to what I have been going through today, I really am not complaining. Okay, right there. Okay, this might be overkill for something this big, but I digress. Watch the cell phone screen. Yeah, no. Nope. There we are. That was so tiny and thin, you didn't really need a saw for that part. And then, of course, do the same for this little bit right here. Nice in there like that. Alright, so scooch that back a bit. Get this little end right here. There we are. And Bob's your uncle. Look at that. We have a nearly completed wand. So what do you do about it snapping on the end here? There's not a whole lot you can do realistically. So it is what it is. I'm gonna sand the end of it. Yeah, this needs a lot of sanding. Ouch. The nice thing about having it on the lathe when it spins is that it's easier to sand when it's on the lathe and spinning. That's kind of why I was hoping that it wouldn't snap on me like it did, but what do you do? Nothing you can do, YouTube. Good. Okay. Grab ourselves a fresh piece of sandpaper here. Yeah. See, I don't like how the end is shaped, but before we do that, I get the blade. Ouch. A good sanding. The reason why I keep saying ouch is because of the fucking splinters that are sticking out of it. Bloody hell. That's why it's my job as a wand maker. If I make a wand to, yeah. Before it's finished, I get rid of all those nasty, nasty splinters. Gonna form the tip a bit better. So sometimes you gotta sand them by hand. It is what it is. Much easier to do sanding these when they're on the lathe. To handle a good sanding too while we're at it. Make sure. Put you. there you go. That's basically it. I mean, now I want to hit it with a softer sandpaper. Pretty straightforward. And that softer sandpaper is going to give it a nice glossy finish on the wood. Plus, giving it a good sanding makes the wand smoother in the hands, and it'll make the stain or paint or whatever you put on it stick to it. There you have it, YouTube. One magic wand. Now it's not finished yet, so I'm gonna add paint to it or stain or whatever the fuck I feel like painting it. But out of all the last couple of wands I've been making, this one turned out the nicest. That's a good looking wand. There we are. Now with this new batch of wands, I'm going to paint the handles black and then do a different color for each blade. Yeah. Now I'm just kind of feeling the wand up here just to make sure. That fits comfortably in my large hand. Blade's not too skinny, not too thin. That wand's got a nice profile on it. I'm liking that. Beautiful, YouTube. So I'm gonna make this one black and green. Now basically what I do next is, yeah, man. Take some painter's tape. And I'm off of it. There we are. Beautiful. Now that it's sanded, YouTube, I'm going to take the painter's tape and the part that I don't want painted just yet. Okay. The piece wasn't quite long enough, but we got it. Hold up. There we go. Now you don't have to use painter's tape when you're painting it two different colors. But the reason why I'm doing it and practicing it like this is so that when I do paint it, it just has a nice clean line. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? So yeah, I'll go outside to a nice quiet spot in the grass. Hit this side with some black spray paint. Let it dry and then get off of there. There we go. The bottom of that could have been a lot smoother. I get nitpicky about these sorts of things. There it is. Alright. Now if you want that like silky smooth finish on your wands when you're sanding it, you start off with like a really rough gritty sandpaper, and then like you just switch to a smoother one, and it'll make the wood on your wand really freaking smooth, dude. But yeah, YouTube, I'm not going to show you painting it on camera because you've seen me spray paint my wands how many times on YouTube back at my old place. Only difference here is I got to do that outside, which I don't mind spray painting the wands outdoors and all that. But there you go, YouTube. That's basically took me an hour to make. That doesn't even include drying it. So bare minimum of an hour to make. But I'll catch you later.